What's up, YouTube? Dax the Leader here, coach of the Montreal Canadiancies, back with week 2 of the CPL 4th season. This is quite late, but we can move past that because it's gonna be a good time. That was weird. Alright, we're facing Nada and her Stockton Heatran. Nada is now undisputedly the sweetest person on the internet because Horace293 has decided to quit Mons, unfortunately. But, yeah, we faced Nada once before. I want to say once before. No, actually. In the CPL last season, we faced Nada and defeated her, which was a really good game. And then in the WCBL, she beat us. Yeah, she beat us in the WCBL. So we're looking to bring our record versus her back up to positive this week. Now, Nada's team is going to appear on the right momentarily, but I will read it off anyway. It consists of the Heatran Black, which is a Z crystal holder, Kartana, Nihiligo, Primarina, Donphan, Scrafty, Rotom Ghost Form, which is also a Z Crystal holder, Mega Charizard Y, Tangrowth, Meloetta, Araquanid, and Cinccino. Whereas my team, as you can see, I've got the Slowking, the Tangrowth, Mega Pinsir, Klefki, Latias, and the Alolan Marowak. That's what I'm bringing this week. Some threats I'm expecting. I really think that Heatran Black is going to be offensive with Earth Power, Ice Beam, and Shadow Claw / Fusion Bolt, maybe Scarfed, but otherwise not choiced. Zard Y is most certainly coming on offensive Breaker, Fire Blast, Dragon Pulse / HP Ice, and definitely Solar Beam. Tangrowth, I think, is going to be standard with knockoff for Zygarde. It's probably going to have a rock move, and it's probably going to have HP Ice. And I'm also expecting a Metagross as a Latias check, most likely. Metagross is for sure not as most likely Stealth Rocker this week, though I have seen Donphan and Nihiligo in mocks, but I really think that Nihiligo is not great this matchup, and I've also seen a lot of Scrafty and Rotom in mocks. Speaking of mocks, shoutouts to Perp Derpy, Am22, Eric, Chu, and Pog, all who mocked me for this battle. 5 is more than my usual, so I felt pretty prepared going into this, but even though I really didn't like my matchup, in fact, I made a transaction. I traded my Empoleon for Dietite's Slowking just for this week because Nada has a really hard time taking down this Slowking. Rather, I just needed a ridiculous special wall. So that's what this Slowking is here to do. This game is going to rely on me calcing and set guessing early so that I can make doubles to never lose momentum. I really... Slowking is kind of my only switch into a lot of her mons, so I'm gonna have to be careful with that. Anyway, let's get right into this team right now. We have Slowking's route. You see him on your screen. You've been staring at his beautiful face for 4 minutes now. And he's rocking the Scald, Flamethrower, Future Sight, and Power Gem. If Heatran Black's Fusion Bolt can... okay, it can only KO if she runs Life Orb and some attack investment. So it has to be Life Orb and, yeah, more than 0 attack for Fusion Bolt to KO. So I can live 1 Fusion Bolt, basically. Unless... yeah, whatever. We'll see. If the set gets revealed early enough, like I said, I have that option to stay in. So, yeah, we got Scald, General Stab, Future Sight, General Stab. Flamethrower is mostly for the Tangrowth, also the Metagross, and Power Gem is for the Kyurem. Next up, we have a nice and heat set Deldro, the Tangrowth Rock, and Synthesis, HP Fire, Rock Slide, and Giga Drain with the Naughty Nature and the Chlorophyll ability. This is designed to lure the Charizard Y. With my speed investment, I outspeed Kartana in the sun. I'm not 2-hit KO'd by Jolly unboosted X-Scissor, and I can OHKO a Charizard with Rock Slide with the spread I'm expecting her to bring, which is 40 HP. That's pretty much it for our Tangrowth. The type of coverage, it's pretty obvious. HP Fire for the Kartana, Rock Slide for the Charizard, Giga Drain for General Stab. Synthesis is some really nice recovery in the sunlight. There you go. Let's talk about our Marowak next. Stealth Rock, Shadow Bone, Flare Blitz, Rock Slide again. Rock Slide is some nice consistent damage versus Charizard and Kyurem without having to take Flare Blitz recoil, but honestly, I'm going to be clicking Flare Blitz most of the time. She does not have great responses to fire type attacks, especially if she's boosting them with her sunlight. Yeah, Marowak is mostly here to be a rock setter. Dual Stab is hard to switch into. Like I said, Rock Slide is actually mostly for Araquanid, and does a lot of damage to Charizard. My Marowak spread lets me live 2 Flamethrowers from Timid Mega Charizard in the sun, and the speed is for a paralyzed Kyurem, as well as uninvested Primarina. Next, we've got Latias, Choice Scarfed this week. Timid Zard can't 2-hit KO this Latias unless it has Dragon Pulse, so HP Ice doesn't do enough, and Fire moves don't do enough. Jolly Kartana can't OHKO with Knockoff, and I'm creeping a Scarfed Kyurem, and Draco Meteors for that Kyurem, and for nice General Stab. Psyshock as well. Psyshock is mostly for the Nihilego, and Hidden Power Fire is for the Metagross. Trick in that last slot allows me to cripple a lot of potential defensive mons, stuff like Scrafty, stuff like potentially Metagross. Yeah. We've got our Klefki up next. Defog, Thunderwave, Magnet Rise, and Flash Cannon max Spadef this week with the Shuka Berry. This Klefki is a one-time switch into Kyurem with the Shuka Berry. The idea is to paralyze as much as I possibly can with this set so that Pinsir can sweep, giving me I want to get the speed advantage. Magnet Rise is so that I can potentially 1v1 Donphan, actually, which is another potential one of her rock setters. And yeah, I beat every single variant of Nihilego. That's why I have Flash Cannon. That's also for the Kyurem. I think this set is pretty straightforward. And finally, we have our win condition this game, our primary breaker. Actually, yeah, our win condition is going to be Latias / Pinsir. Pinsir's got the Return, Earthquake, Throw Chop, and Quick Attack. I think that's the exact same set as last week. With enough speed to outspeed Nihilego, and the rest of attack. Throw Chop is for regular Rotom, Earthquake is for Metagross Nihilego, and then Flying Stab hits her entire team outside of that. So, that's my team versus Nada. Let's see how we do in the battle. Alright, you guys, here we are in the battle, and right away we can see she brought the Nihilego, the Kyurem Black, the Primarina, the Metagross, the Scrafty, and the Donphan. So the biggest surprise to me right now is no Mega Charizard Y, and the second biggest surprise is no Tangrowth. So it's looking like her way of checking Zygarde was meant to be the Scrafty or the Donphan, which makes a bit of sense, and the Primarina to an extent. And it's looking more likely that she's going to be Scarfed Kyurem because of the lack of Tangrowth, or potentially, yeah. I don't understand the Nihilego Bring, and yeah, Kyurem's actually that doesn't change much for Kyurem because Zard isn't here as well. Kyurem's gonna have to serve as the primary breaker. Anyway, I decided before I even challenged Nada or anything, I decided in team building that if I see Primarina, I'm leading with Slowking 100% of the time because nothing else switches in. Even Slowking, I don't want to switch into Primarina, take those extra 2 hits and everything. It's just not a good time. So that's exactly what we're going to do, as Nada actually ends up leading with the Kyurem. And like I said, I'm going to switch out right into the Klefki, eat up this Fusion Bolt, go for the Thunder Wave, and Klefki has served its purpose. I don't mind it at all. I don't at all mind letting it go down right here. This allows Marowak to come in and throw off a massive attack. I go right for that Flare Blitz, and I actually stay in and get up rocks here. Because I know that this Donphan either has to do one of a few things. It can get its own rocks, it can just kill me, it can knock off, it can kill me with knockoff or Earthquake, but it can't Rapid Spin. So my rocks are here to stay as long as I continue to attack this Donphan, staying in and everything. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Flare Blitz again, and she's just going to Heavy Slam. That doesn't even kill. So she's going to choose to preserve this Donphan for later, as I can get a massive hit onto this Kyurem. It lives on 4%, and down goes my Marowak. Not a big deal. So this gives me the nice and free HP Fire with my Latias. This was like a bit of a middle ground play. She could have brought in Metagross, and if Primarina came in, at least I would have gotten some damage instead of 0. So that's nice. Scrafty is in. And since there's no Zard, Tangrowth's primary role in this game is going to be to try to 1v1 this Scrafty. And I'm doing alright. I'm doing just enough damage with the Giga Drains to not necessarily 1v1 this thing, but my main goal was to put it in range of Pinsir's Quick Attack right now, which it is. I just needed one hit, really. So there you go. Now, this is another mod that I need some damage versus. And it's looking like, unless the Nihilego is Scarfed, unless anything is Scarfed really, what I have to do here is preserve Latias, in case the Nihilego is Scarfed, and then I can actually win with Pinsir, because Donphan, I believe, can it tell me how much Donphan's at? Yeah, no, Donphan's pretty low. I hit it with 2 Flare Blitzes. Yeah, it's nearly dead. It's below 25%. I'll tell you that. And then I need Latias for Nihilego, and then Pinsir should be able to clean up the rest of this game as long as I get a little bit of damage on this Metagross. So that's the plan right now. Gonna go for the Flamethrower. I don't care what she clicks right here. I'm chilling as long as I get my damage. There you go. Now that's in range of Earthquake. But considering she went for the agility, I can't just go into Pinsir hard right here. Unless, actually Quick Attack might have killed, that might have been the play. Anyway. But I'm gonna go for the Hidden Power Fire with my Latias. And yeah, I just have to stay in right here. I'm gonna die to rocks. I didn't have another play right there. I have to Future Sight right now. Just hoping that I'm gonna have to hope that takes out the Nihilego if it's Scarfed. And can Pinsir, you didn't see that, can Pinsir clean up the game with returns? Unfortunately not, because this Primarina turns out to be Choice Scarfed. As you're gonna see later on, and that has a bit of a knack for those like base 60 or so Choice Scarfers, revealing them right at the end. So Really nice prep on Nada's part. I never expect those, man. Like, yeah, that kind of stuff catches me every time. But GG to Nada. This was a really good game, actually. I wasn't too upset about this. I knew my matchup was pretty ridiculous, but she brought every set that she needed to in order to fend off what ended up being a little bit of heat, you know, coming from me. So that's the end of this video. Please make sure to leave a like, retweet, and maybe even subscribe. But until next time, later guys.